Hi, everyone. This is Chuck at Trick Comics and Pop Culture. I hope people are doing well. This is kind of unannounced here, as I've got a little bit of time before heading to bed. So I wanted to show off a few things that I've kind of referred to people along the way. So, needless to say, if anyone's able to pop in, it's great to see you. And if not, you can enjoy this on the rewind. These are some pickups I've had over the last, I'd say probably a couple of weeks to a month that have come in. I do some things with Joe with Anachronic Comics, and he does his espresso mail call. And these are some books which didn't quite make it, or for other reasons I wanted to show separately. So I'm not holding the good stuff out from Joe, despite what he thinks. And so here we go. I did mention a modern book in there, which I've received. I went over to Ultimate Comics out near Wake Forest, North Carolina. And Dan, who runs the store, is an old friend of mine. And he had the Virgin Rocketeer cover, the Adam Hughes Virgin Rocketeer cover, which is really cool. People know I'm a big Dave Stevens fan. And I like Adam Hughes too, as a matter of fact. And so Dan had this here. He gave it to me for a slight discount. We've known each other since he was starting off at Foundation's Edge a billion and a half years ago. And so I was really glad to get this from him. And it was nice of Dan to do that. Now, if you hear some frogs in the background, by the way, it's frogs out in the pond outside this window. So you hear some ribbiting. That's what's going on. A friend of my wife's, who she worked with, he retired about 8-9 years ago, and Tom has been selling his own collection of books online. We actually went and saw Watchmen together, among other things, and so he's a good guy. And I occasionally check out his eBay sales just for the heck of it. And he's been doing a lot of Spider-Man recently. And he posted this book on, and I messaged him on Facebook. I said, Tom, old buddy, old pal, you work with my wife. Y'all get along real well. Can you do me a non-eBay price on this? And so we negotiated a little bit, and I was able to get that. I'm really psyched. It is my own copy of the first Morbius. So we're morbing time here with Amazing Spider-Man 101. Now, this is not a particularly great copy. It is a 4.0. It is every bit of a beat up. We'll see if we can get in here a little closer here with the camera. 4.0. But given that this is a book I never, ever, 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 ever thought I was going to own, I'm really, really happy to have this. It's one of those Amazing Spider-Man keys I never thought I was going to get. And yet, here it is. So there it is. So I'm really happy to have that. That knocks another one off of my notch of Amazing Spider-Man keys. If someone has a low grade 121, 122, 129 they want to talk about, hit me up after the summer when I've got money. So I have another set of books here I got from my buddy Isaac at Crazy for Comics. I mentioned Isaac some. I like to get things from him. This was a stack of stuff that he did on a Whatnot sale about 2 weeks ago. And you get a little bit closer here to the mic, maybe. And they are some old school Josie's is what they are. And Josie is a great series. These are just before the Pussycats show up. And so it was a nice stack of these I picked up for basically $5 each. So it's a really, really great deal. This 31 is kind of emblematic and sort of gives you an idea of the condition of these books. They're good, solid, they're complete. Nothing great in terms of super value or anything, but they are really, really cool books. Very much of the time, they're solid 6.0s, 5. They're 5 to 7. I mean, they're nothing great. We got a 31. We have a 32. The first Josie and the Pussycats band, unfortunately, is not in there as much as I would have wished otherwise, but that's okay. We have a 33 with a slight spine roll. Again, it's a really nice book. Inspired that. This next book is the reason I bought these. I have a thing for mod covers. I love mod covers. I clearly was not born in the right time. We had this great Dan DeCarlo cover here with 34. Not the highest grade book in the world, but a really, really cool one there. One which I am so very happy to have. It's actually been spoofed recently on another Archie book. So that's really cool to have. It's got a 35. Again, for $5 for each book. This was a great deal for $5 for each book. I'm not going to be paying the house off with these books, but I'm not trying to either. We've got 36 here. Again, another nice solid book there. 38. Of our boy with the flowers in the hair right there. I know. We have a 39, which showed up recently in somebody's key book list, and I'm not entirely sure why. I think there's an ad in there for the Beatles or something. I'm not entirely sure. Again, it's a cool book, nevertheless. We have 40. Here we go. And then we have a 41, which is another, again, super cool book. So now the last two Raw books I'm going to show were part of a trade that I received. And let's see here. There we go. So I traded recently a big stack of books, about 20 books, with a couple of big keys in it. Moon Girl the Dinosaur 1, a Captain Britain 8, high grade, and a bunch of other things. Just about all of which were duplicates, I think, except for Detective Comics in there. And I got 2 books for it. And one book is not terribly hard to find. It's a nice Silverhawks 1. For those of us who are the right age, we have at least fond memories of the theme song to Silverhawks. It is, of course, a poor companion piece to Thundercats. I have the soft spot in my heart for Silverhawks, but then I made the mistake of going back and rewatching some of the episodes and going, maybe not. And that's okay. So yeah, the other book I got, and this is the one that was the big part of the trade, is a Looney Tunes number 2. So this is the second appearance of Bugs Bunny, Porky Pig, Elmer Fudd, Petunia, who was actually a big deal back then, in comics. Now, the book itself, as you can see, is in beat to mesh shape. Hello, Tina. It's so good to see you. I'm trying one of these live feeds for a change. We're learning how these things go. So, the book has it is complete as far as I can tell, though it has the detached centerfold. Thank you. Good. I'm glad to know I'm doing this right here. So, we've got some tape issues here. What it has, it's really cool on the back of it, is we have an infinity cover here. And I'm a sucker for an infinity cover. So, just a really, really nice book. This is the big book in the trade, obviously. And I'm really, really happy to have it. 3.0 of it just sold recently online for I want to say, oh geez, I don't remember what the amount was now. I think $700. So I'm not sure there's the kind of magic for this book that's going to get it up to a 3.0, but maybe there is. So, but anyways, this is something that I've never actually had anyone do like major surgery on a book before. But if they did, this is the book I would have them do it on. So that's really about all I've got here. I wanted to shoot this real quick while I was thinking about it. I do have one book that came in from Comics Link. It took a little while to get it because they sent me the wrong book, which just tells you how many books they're processing. They sent me. Well, thank you very much. Yes, I try to be styling here with the shirt there, so show my allegiance. Comics Link sent me the Jen Bartel version of this cover, which was really cool, except it's not the one I bid on. And I would have been happy to have gotten Jen Bartel for what I bid on this book. But I have an Ironheart one here, a 9.8, which I got for under $40. And so it's a cool book. I needed the one to finish my run because, yeah. And but yeah, it is. It's not a bad series actually. So, but for $40, I didn't think I could go wrong with this book. So there we go. So for $40, that was a good slap. The problem is it took 3 weeks to get it sorted out because they sent me the wrong one, and then I had to send it back, and all of those fun things. So, but I want to thank everybody who is catching this on the rewind and who's seeing it live. I'm going to be with Joe on Friday with the Comics Crowd. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's going to be a great show. We were going to be talking about underappreciated writers, underappreciated creators, whether it's writers or artists or others. I'm looking forward to being there. So it's going to be fun. And then I think I'm also going to be on the Cappuccino call too. So everybody have themselves a great day or evening if you're seeing it live, or a great day coming up, and be seeing you. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.